What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build the Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
Frank G, something happened a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to share on the podcast that I thought you may actually find pretty interesting, entertaining.
A few weeks, yeah. It's been a minute. Been 2 weeks.
It's been a minute. We still rock though. We still rock on. But
what do we got?
I was showing someone my TikTok, looking at how good, like my personal TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Now I know I'm not really on TikTok, but I was when it like really began, before it even popped off. Like I went on there to figure some shit out and see if I wanted to commit. Ultimately, we started a podcast. You can't commit everything. It's just a lot.
Around the time where, like, didn't they think TikTok was a spying tool?
Like yeah, China, the Chinese government. But I mean, who knows? That could all just be Trump propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I personally don't care if any government has my information because there's nothing I am doing wrong. So if I'm fully exposed, the only thing I don't want
IRS
is to be called masturbating.
Masturbate.
I don't want no one looking, I guess, at the porn I'm looking at, because that's just like, I'm not even ashamed of it, but it just seems unnecessary. And
they definitely got your browser history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Firefox has my browser history, but I don't want to be caught the vulnerability of that act.
Yeah, you are pretty vulnerable in that moment.
Very, very vulnerable, man. Catch me shitting, I'll laugh, right?
Yeah.
Like, that moment, that face is like it's the Zoolander, like, like, oh shit. Tough moment. You ever get caught
with my dick in my hand?
No. I guess
I've been walked in on sex, but that is, I feel like, a little less vulnerable.
Well, it's a proud moment.
I guess
proud moment for a boy or a son.
if it's your mom that walks in, certainly not a great moment.
I mean, it's not a great moment regardless. It's a disrespectful moment if it's in the house, steps away from someone. I can understand.
It's very true. And then the girl is probably devastated.
Yeah, I mean, sex is done after that. I tell you that.
It sounds very unfortunate.
However, I've dated some women and females. They seem to get a little thrill of closing the door.
Oh yeah, I feel like I get the opposite of that. I have to, like, in the my younger days, had to, I guess, be like, nah, it's all good. No one comes in yet.
Yeah, you had no idea. You were just saying that. I hear you. I'm the one that's like, I don't want to do this. This seems like it's risky. Like, it just seems unnecessary. And they're like, oh, no, it's no big deal. Geez, all right. Okay.
I feel like normally it's the opposite, but
it makes sense. It would be the opposite, but what the hell do I know? Anyway, so my video is on TikTok. I was testing some shit out, but I have a video of me and you doing the podcast back in the old setup.
Oh, we were both in the room.
Yeah, it had the most views. Crushed in views. Had like
on TikTok
7,000 views. Yeah. I'm like, I was like, wow, this is really a platform and avenue that really could be utilized. Very interesting.
I mean, it's utilized in a crazy amount of ways, right?
Yeah, when we started this show, it's funny. I've seen many people start shows when we started. They all blew up. And here we are. I'm proud of where we are, but it was 2 years ago. We did 30 shows in 30 days.
Well, that was a bit of a test, chaos. It was chaotic.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. To reflect back on the last 2 years. Very interesting, because even a year ago, we still were lockdown and shit.
Yeah, and I think we knew that being together in the same room on the same screen gave us a larger reach for some reason.
Definitely gives a larger reach. Did so on YouTube as well. Pretty interesting. So a lot of things have been going on since I guess we last spoke to the people. A lot of things. You know, anything new with you?
What a segue to a lot of things going on. Anything new with you?
I mean, it's been quite a bit. I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell us. My ears are opened. I'm ready to listen. I'm sure you have some things.
Some things. I mean, honestly, I've been away. It's crazy. I feel like I've never been this busy at work before. But last week I think I was traveling the Queensboro, exploring a little bit, and that's why we missed on Monday.
Well, it happens. It happens. I will be in Scottsdale Thursday. I come back Monday. Back to Scottsdale. It's gonna
Party
be
City.
it's gonna be a busy couple of months between flights, which is always nice. I do go back to work in the city starting May. We will go back 3 days a week. According to Bloomberg Media, the optimal work from home setup is 2 days working in office, 1 to 2 days, the rest home. Now I got to go in for 3. Not happy.
Well, that has to be different for every field, I would assume.
I don't know. I'm sure they scaled it. I'm sure they surveyed it. I think I do better 1 to 2 days in the office and then 3-4 days from home.
They scaled it and measured it how? Because if you talk to people, like, is this based on people saying like they do better? Because obviously you're gonna want to be home.
Well, I can tell you right now. Well, at least in the last year, my productivity at home versus when I was in the office probably increased.
So you're saying at first?
Well, I've had a shitty last 2 months. Okay. So, I mean, it is sales. Like, you pop off 9, you make sense. You suck for 2. But yeah, I would say overall, because I've pretty much worked at this job for the same amount at home as I have in the office. I would say I have done better remote than in the office. And in the office, I don't understand, these useless huddles of, rah.
It's team building.
I understand.
Little camaraderie.
I'm all for it. It just seems like it's not going to work returning to the office. And therefore, you're going to have unhappy, disgruntled employees.
Maybe, but how many years of their lives were they working in the office? And now they're going back only 3 days.
I hear you. I get it. But
as a business owner, you probably want those people there.
If I was the business owner,
they'd be back already.
Yes. And if I'm there 5 days a week, you're there 5 days a week. I want everybody under one roof. I want my eyes on you. And I want this ship ran correctly. I don't want you home doing what I do. No. Although I guess I don't care. If you do what I do and you produce, and there's an ROI on top of your head, all right.
Yeah, if you get things done, you give people a better life, work-life balance. But if they slack off, cause problems.
Yeah, but this is something I can't wrap my head around. It costs me money to work.
You're talking about going to the office.
Commuting and lunch.
Well, lunch costs you money every day. Well, no matter where you are, what you're doing.
I mean, I guess. But those city lunches are pricey.
I mean, yeah, you can go to a sandwich spot and get it like a $13 sandwich.
Where?
Fresco's.
I've heard of Del Fresco's.
No, you can go to. There's a few. I mean, I work in the city. No, actually, a lot closed. To be honest, far less.
Where do you work in the city?
Fifth Avenue, expensive ass area. Fifth Avenue and 52nd.
Time you leave the office?
I try and get in for as early as 8 o'clock, and that way I have no excuse. There's no excuse if I want to leave at 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Oh, that's nice. You're nice and home by 5:30.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, but
You probably already have 2 Watkins by 6.
nah, if you got to go to the gym, that's not smart, man. That's not smart.
Oh, you're one of those believers in which you have to
That
hold your sperm to
it
create.
is no, you don't have to hold your sperm to create whatever you're about to say, but that
You
certainly
know what I'm about to
we
say.
we got some intrusion in the back here.
Yeah, but you know what I'm about to
That
say.
that
You all right?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Compose.
So there's also that subject that was being spoken about. Um,
I understand. I
so-
understand.
but I do truly feel like if that is released, so is a lot of energy. And then
I don't know if that's accurate when you're doing it alone.
I've doing what? I've felt it. I've like felt the experience. I used to get overzealous and young and in the mood at any time. I guess it doesn't change if you're young, but
I mean, did it change now? Did any part of you from when you were younger to now change?
not really.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, but I certainly well, actually, except for doing that before the gym. So, so that is one of them.
Mike Tyson used to get a quickie before he started each match.
Yeah, but is he a quickie with a female or his hand?
No, I think he had females.
Yeah, so that might be like a confidence booster or something, or like
I don't think it's a confidence booster. I don't think he's getting to go quickie real quick to boost his confidence to go beat.
the living
someone.
shit out of some.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, listen, I don't know the science, but well, to be honest, I'm pretty sure like there is some type of studies on it, but
Well, there are people who like men who believe that it's like this sacred gift that they cannot release it.
yeah, Russ once said if you use your sexual energy on other energies, you'd succeed more in life. Some
Say
stupid.
again.
Russ said something about if you don't release your sexual tension or your sexual energy on those acts, you can thrive in other areas much more forcefully and I guess motivated.
So I disagree with that. I think we can I think we can say that throughout our lifetimes, our lifetime, you've had a significantly higher sex drive than me.
Yeah, mine's pretty high.
Yeah, but to the point where you would probably act in scenarios in which I necessarily wouldn't. Now, Russ is saying that all men, from what you say, essentially would act on that urge.
Yeah, a lot of them
And,
probably do.
yeah, I would say a good amount do. Yeah, I don't know. Back in the day when all my married friends were single and they would go on these dating apps and drive, an hour, hour and a half to like just get a quick nutty in.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that, man. I can't do that. I can't drive an hour and a half, deal with monotonous bullshit of someone that I necessarily don't care about, let alone speak to pretend I care about, to drive back home. Rather smoke a blunt.
Well, everyone
Talk to
is
me.
everyone is a bit different. I feel like there
We
are
all have
people
vices. We understand.
vices, wants, needs, but I feel like there are certainly a lot of people, and maybe this even happens as you get older, want a connection because sex is sex, right? So who you have it with, how you feel about them might intensify it, make it better.
Well, the comfortability aspect of exploring, I guess, your partner's body is a complete. I tell you though, after like 2 months, I mean, then it's something else, I suppose. You explore it.
I mean, if you're done in 2 months, I don't know how to feel about that. You got a long ways to go if you're going to be in a successful relationship. You want to be able to discover something at 40 or maybe rediscover it.
But well, I mean, sure, you can always change variables, and I never understood. I always thought it would be semi easy to, I guess, keep sex Interesting is just change locations. If you just change locations, it becomes interesting.
Like as in locations, as in destinies, or like spots, like the couch, the counter.
Well, I mean, no, because there's only so many times you've done it on the counter. And like I did on the kitchen floor once, hurt my knees so much they were hurting for like 4 weeks. I ain't going on the kitchen floor again.
Well,
So I went on the kitchen chair. Well, I did the kitchen chair. I did the bed. I did the couch. So I got to find a new spot. So where do I find a new spot? I don't know. Let me go to some random city.
so you go to a new spot to use the couch or the chair, just not the floor. We know that.
I can't do the floor unless like I have towels on my knees or something. Like you kind of look like a frog. You get like that motion going on. You know what I'm saying? But
Why?
what? Why am
No,
I painting a picture? I mean, how else am I gonna paint it?
no, paint your picture, paint your picture. But I was gonna,
It's already painted, kid. I signed it.
yeah. I was gonna ask why you're on your knees, but you painted a picture so well. I understand.
Well, I mean, if you're a
Yeah.
missionary,
If you're on the floor, yeah.
you're using your inner knees, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, this happened 6 months ago. If I poke that spot, it still hurts.
I don't know. It sounds like you just endured too much there.
it was just too much, man. Too much. And yeah, man. I just like, going into a nice hotel room with a skyline view. And yeah, man, keeps it fresh.
Fresh, funky fresh, baby. Well, hotel rooms are exciting. Yeah, I mean it's new, and you don't give a shit what happens to any of the things around you. You can just be just letting loose
Oh,
everywhere.
sure. But like, I mean, with that philosophy, then that's gross to start with.
Well, that's
It just says letting loose
what it
everywhere.
is.
Well, I don't want to go in the hotel room after you.
Well, you hope the service cleans that shit. You don't
No,
want to.
I
You don't
mean,
want to take a blue light in there. I'll tell you
I
that.
I was reading on what hotel services clean and don't clean, and it's gross.
Yeah, I typically don't feel comfortable in hotels because of that reason. It just feels gross, but
I'm usually
you get
always
used to it.
vibing out in a hotel.
Yeah, the
I'm
bed
t-
is like the most skeevy part to me, and then like I'm in it. So what are you gonna do?
well, they don't clean the mattress. Not the
Uh,
mattress. The
They
the
definitely don't clean the mattress.
the cover. They don't clean the cover.
Yeah, well,
They
that's
clean it, I think, once a week or so. They clean the sheets. Sheets are fine, but it's the
the comforter.
yeah,
Yeah, because that's probably way harder to clean. It is way harder to clean.
sure. I tell you what, that probably needs to be cleaned.
It certainly does.
Yeah. So the real question is, you requested days off, June, trying to go away. We're trying to figure out a destination, and I mean, do we want to go somewhere random, like Caraco? I don't even know how you say that word.
Caraco. I don't even know what you're trying to say.
It's right next to Aruba.
I've actually never been to Aruba.
Sounds like boobs. You may like it.
It sounds like boobs.
Yeah.
Aruba, boobs. I heard it was I mean it's small, right? Some people have said it's like overrated.
Well, I know my boy like these, so I guess we can always go somewhere bigger.
I'm sure Aruba's beautiful though. Mexico, DR.
I mean, I've never been to DR. However, it's not really on my to-do list to hit up places I haven't seen yet, particularly. I'm not really
Well, you go there, you're in like you went to Mexico. You're in an all-inclusive resort. You don't leave the hotel. There's
yeah,
probably a
yeah.
spa.
I understand. I understand. You make perfect sense. And in that case, it's what's the best value for my buck.
Unless one of the beaches is typically nicer, which I feel like certain parts of Mexico, it is Mexico.
You're saying Mexico beaches has nicer beaches than DR?
From like what I remember, the water looks nicer.
Have you been to DR?
Yes.
You have been to DR.
When I went to DR, I mean, it was probably, it could have been the time of the year, but there was so much seaweed that every hour there was people on the beach working, just bagging it up.
Well, the DR, I believe, is in the Caribbean. It is in the
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would imagine the Caribbean water would be cleaner than the Gulf water, as more it's more tropical. But again, I have no idea. Uh, yeah, I remember you in DR. Yeah, you got that little photo of you with all the bubbles around you, drinking a drink.
Oh man, I'll tell you, that was a crazy time. Uh,
Yeah, man, those parties they get pretty wild.
I
They get
mean,
pretty wild.
in a crazy time in the sense of the person I went with almost drowned in one of those bubble pools.
Mm.
Like it was pretty wild. I had to save a life.
How do
Like
you feel about that?
kind of makes me nervous going in those bubble pools with people.
Well, people got to control themselves.
Well, I'll tell you, the bubbles were about 6 feet above the ground, above the water level
I
at that
mean,
point.
I, I, it sounds like a great bubble party.
It was a wild bubble party. I loved it.
Yeah, well,
Except
I
I'm
mean,
walking to the bar and then
you walked in on the drowning.
well,
You were like a lifeguard.
no, I walked to the bar and then had her follow me and then lost her hand. And then all of a sudden she's consumed by bubbles and she thought going underwater and then jetting forward underwater would free her. But that now suffocates you a little bit. And then you pop up and you're still in bubbles. Now you're panicking because there's bubbles in your mouth. You're breathing them in. I had to smack the bubbles off of her. Like it was just
So
not a great moment.
I think her logic was somewhat correct.
Yeah. Just can you go
She
underwater
didn't
and zoom
execute
out
it.
of there? It
She
wasn't
didn't execute it.
was because there was 20 yards of bubbles.
Yeah, well, you got to have the depth perception of how much bubbles there is. I mean, she probably went like legit 6 inches and went back up. Like,
Yeah, and then I just remember at one point she went back down, went back up, and was like, "Help me!" I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like I really got to help you here.
did you spill your drink?
I was getting a drink, so I didn't have one.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I took this girl. I'm in Key West, and we drive from Miami all the way to Key West on a bus, and then we go to Key West on this catamaran, and we go to the second largest reef
It's a long ass
in
day
the
right
world.
there.
Yeah, it was a long ass ride, and she kept getting on me that like I'm gonna get seasick, I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna get seasick, I'm gonna get sick from being drunk. Whatever. All right, I'll see how that plays out, I suppose. So I'm on the catamaran, all everyone's chilling.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't looking so hot. I'm like, all right. We get our little snorkels and like we jump out the boat. It's pretty rough seas. You gotta gotta be a little semi-athletic over here in order to, snorkel in these waters.
Choppy waters.
Choppy waters, yeah. All of a sudden I pretty much see her drowning.
Jeez.
I'm like, what? Oh man, I had to like save her. I save her, bring her back to the boat. Now I'm a little upset because I just drove 4 hours to take this catamaran to go to this giant reef to snorkel, and then now I can't even snorkel and see the reef and all the fishies. I got to deal with her drowning. But all right, no big deal. I saved her from drowning. Then I get pretty drunk. As I get drunk, she gets incredibly seasick, throws up everywhere. Now, I find this a little ironic because you're giving me shit the entire time thinking I'm going to throw up everywhere and embarrass myself, and here you are. But no big deal. We got back after the catamaran. I waited for the bus, passed out on the curb, went on the bus.
Passed out
on the bus 4 hours later. I just remember walking to the Miami room, arguing, just bitching. Have no idea what. Fortunately, there was 2 beds in the room, slept on different beds. And that was pretty much that.
Well, I guess that came up because you had to save someone like I did, but mine was in a pool, a little more controlled.
That did come up because I saved someone from drowning. And it seemed like we're both in a similar predicament where they were women.
Yeah, and how the time and after that, that's it. The day was pretty much over. She almost died.
I mean, the day was over for me. I don't know about you. At Bubble, seems like you could still find joyous in the occasion.
I mean, I was chilling, but I'm pretty sure she's like, I can't drink.
Too.
She's like, I'm not drinking no more. Like, all right. I see you got to catch your breath, get your life back in you.
Yeah, man. It's hard. You're almost the only one, I think, on this planet where I can like look at and be like, all right, he's good. He got himself. It's all good. Everyone else in this world, I'll be like, what are you thinking? You gonna go crazy right now? Are you on point? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people can't handle themselves.
Yeah. Same thing with people and me. They don't think I can handle myself. And I'm like, oh, you don't know.
Yeah, I'm usually, I'd say 99% of the time, not worried about you. There is that 1% that comes up very rarely.
I mean, I'm always on point. I mean,
Except for 1%.
it's only been about 3-4 occasions where I was on point, but I wasn't on point.
Yeah, yeah. He's, still got back safe. Whether it was because your boy was with you or what. But
I never lost my pants coming back. I tell you that.
well, I didn't lose my pants. Let's just make that clear.
How the fuck do you lose your wallet, your keys, everything? You lose
Well,
your pants.
I'll tell you how you lose, though. You lose your pants.
That makes sense. I'm telling you. And I guess we can almost talk freely. I think he was into the whole game.
Yeah, that's possible. Very, very possible.
Before anyone else was.
Yeah, because a bunch of stories just never added up as well.
It adds up though if that was
if that's the factor. If that's the key factor. Yeah. If you say that first, they were hoes. They were like, all
right. they stole my pants, son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, that does make sense.
It does make sense. Oh, they knew your wallet and your keys and your phone were in there.
Yeah. You disappeared in Miami for like 4 hours. Where'd you go? You went to the beach? Where'd you do that?
Yeah, come
on.
You had that factor.
A random girl? It wasn't a random girl.
Yeah, I mean, she might have been random, but
it's
also a hoe.
Oh, man. And hey, gotta have respect for the workers.
Yeah.
Gotta have respect for them. I was talking to my very close lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
Strippers who go up on the pole, like them real high poles. Like there's some strippers where you be looking at them, not even because like they're sexy in any type of way, just because it's like
they put on a show.
Damn, you good. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple like touch the ceiling or some shit.
Some wild shit.
A little scary there.
Yeah, that same girl gave me great advice. So like I'm not really fond of lap dances. They don't do much for me.
Yeah, I mean it's just a tease, like
just a tease. I don't even get my weenie hard.
I mean, yeah, well,
yeah. Say no more, kid. You're on the record. You're just gonna get yourself in trouble. So I'll continue talking. My weenie don't even get hard. It's just like it just, and it's annoying. Always be grabbing it and like you gotta chill here. I don't even know your name. It's not gonna work.
Well,
so my lady friend was like, just give him, because like I always like the massages, bro. Sometimes like when we were younger, they would have girls that would give you massages and girls that would give you lap dances.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't see that no more. She told me, she's like, yo, just tell one of the girls to do a lap dance, give you a massage. They'd be more than happy to. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Pretty decent advice.
I like that advice. Those girls probably be chilling.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Nah.
What if they're not good at giving a massage?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess we'll see. They could. I'd rather them give me a bad massage and a bad lap dance, I suppose.
Also, we're rarely in strip clubs, so it's like not.
I mean, well, I don't know about you, but like I could be on bachelor parties or whatever. Like, I mean, there are times where you just are in a strip club, whether you want to be in there or not. There are social events that almost require it. Like I'm going away.
I wouldn't say require, but yeah.
I mean, you're not going to stay home while 8 people go. But I hear you. Like I'm going away, which was a bachelor party, but they called off the wedding. Um, now I guess it's a non. I guess it's the true bachelor party, I suppose. Um,
Yeah, the Bachelor. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't. I honestly don't know if they'll be in a strip club or not. I don't know, and you can tell by the way people are with money. Of course, they're being cheap about booking the table. If you're being cheap about booking the table, where these single guys are with single women that are not strippers,
Hmm.
then they're not going to be at a strip club throwing money. Do you see what
No.
I'm saying?
Yeah, most likely not. I mean, unless like, you get drunk and then your willpower is just at the
Zero.
all-time low, and then
Mm,
you're like, fuck whatever I said before, and now we're going to a strip club.
that does happen in those scenarios, I suppose. But
Also, I would assume if the wedding's off, you're going to a strip club.
so I don't know how this could play out. It's, I mean, if your wedding is off and you're dating a girl, let's say 10 years, and then you call it off, it would be pretty hard to jump back on that horse, man.
Well, that's why you go to the strip club. The horse is jumping on for you.
I guess, man, but like nothing feels right. Remember that time I broke up with a girl and went to Cabo? I mean, I was there, but I wasn't really there.
Well, yeah, it certainly depends on how this person feels in this situation.
Yeah, I hear you. And there's also a possibility you can get so drunk and not control yourself.
That is for sure.
Yeah. But
Especially in those moments of you know, tough times.
tough times. I do have a question for you before we ride out,
Talk to me.
but you have to answer the question.
Okay, you never make them sound good.
What do you mean?
Is that the question?
No,
Oh,
no, that was not the question.
what do we got?
All right. You have to answer this.
Okay.
Do you recall the time you were the hardest erected in your lifetime at all?
I do recall. Now,
Tell the story.
whether I want to share or not is totally
Tell the
different.
story.
Whether I want to share or not is completely different than having to answer you.
You know what? I'll end the show with the caveat in which you didn't answer the question. You technically did answer the question by saying you do recall. So
I did answer the question.
So you know what? Good job, man. You answered the question. I'm glad you recalled the last time you were the most erected.
thanks, thanks. I appreciate it. I'll
Anytime.
keep note of you
But
saving it.
you
There.
sure you don't want to tell our listeners because our listeners may really enjoy this story.
I think we'll hold on to this one for a little bit, make them think about it, and then present it to the class one of these days.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Those who are listening, we always appreciate you. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yes, sir. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.